This chapter focuses on exposing the truth about the industry, why people end up stuck, why quick fixes don't work, and what actually creates lasting change. We want readers to hear directly from professionals and people on the ground who see this every day. It isn't just my voice, it's collective truth. What we'd like you to speak about personally is your perspective on why so many people stay stuck in pain.
This is the term in bodybuilding that we have a saying, no pain, no gain. From the early time of training, people are stuck in that circle saying that if you don't have pain, you will not grow. Actually, if the pain is consistent and it is not only in your muscles, it's in the joints, it's in immobility, it is causing you inflammation in the areas that you can move, like in your knees, your elbows and shoulders, it's not gonna get any better by training. But it is a fashion in training that they are focused on the pain. So they don't worry about the pain as much, which they should do. For a long-lasting sportsmanship and training, they have to be really fit and mobile in your daily activities as well. The industry is really lacking physiotherapy, kinesthetic training and alignment. It is a big gap, need to be fulfilled in the industry in that subject.
And could you just expand on some of the times when you've seen the traditional approaches fail? And getting
If
people
they're not professional, if they're not doing professionally what the problem, the cause of the problem is, they only getting rid of the pain with the small massages and painkillers and little rest. Maybe deep tissue massage might help, but after that, much more professional approach needed. In my opinion.
And what have you learned about fascia, biomechanics or root cause solutions?
I am quite behind the science, what they can offer at the moment. We are still a gym owner with the old-fashioned bodybuilding environment. We are lacking on that subject. That's why we need more professionals in the industry.
And have you got any personal stories of transformations or breakthrough?
Myself, I was 22.5 stone. I come down to 15.5 stone. I lost about 11 months, 7 stone in one go. I put less pressure on my knees. I watch my carb intake and sugar intake to ease off the inflammation myself. My transformation only with training and dieting, not with the massage or alignment treatment that I needed. I'd never needed so heavily in the past, but it's coming to a point that I need a bit of alignment myself.
Yeah. And so we'll talk about you specifically now. What's your own experience with pain, personally or with others you've worked with?
I have always been very proud over the years not having an injury, and I always thank my fathers and forefathers have been eating a healthy diet, training properly, but you can't avoid the pain and the little injuries if you're training more than 5-10 years regularly. I've been training over 35 years regularly. Having a pain is not you have to live with it, you have to sort it out before it is too late. I had also pain in my shoulder, which is the rotator cuff. Not letting training, not training, never let the pain go away. I have a few massages, a few physiotherapies to get better, more mobile, and don't heavy training, don't do it very heavy, lots of stretches. I try to follow the route, causes the problem.
And what do you think traditional approaches like physio, chiro, painkillers, etc. often don't create? Why do you think they don't create lasting change?
Because first of all, they don't realize what is the real problem is. Pain is our defense system to show us something is going wrong. To get rid of the pain with the painkillers or right side of the bed sleeping or on the floor sleeping is only very small solutions to the big problem. It's only easing off the pain for a small time.
And what's the biggest myth that you see people believing about recovery or training?
No pain, no gain. They carry on training silly and stupid and heavy enough to make themselves into a worse situation that they can't come out from.
Yeah.
And then they have to search for the real solution to the problem. But biggest myth, no pain, no gain,
Yeah.
carrying on, don't worry about it, just be a man enough. That's why I used to tell the people as well, come on, little pain, be a man.
And have you ever witnessed someone go from completely broken to moving like an athlete again, and what stood out to you?
With my friend Tony, his client, number one client that I know, Henry, from very disorientated body type into super fit, aligned sportsman again. So
And what stood out to you about Henry's transformation?
that he's very enthusiastic and he was recovering from the pain, he's enjoying the training more. So once you are in the right path of recovery, it's just no stopping there. You recover from the pain, you become a normal, you become an athlete, then you become a super athlete. It's the progress of the human race can achieve in the short guidance, small help, then the sky is the limit. That's the level.
And if someone's reading this book and feels hopeless, what would you want to say to them?
Go to my friend Tony, he will sort you out. And come to Legends Gym.
Come to Legends Gym.
Yes.
Fantastic. And do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself then, Hamza? Your background, your businesses?
1989, under 21 Turkish weightlifting champion. 1990, I'm the European under 21 weightlifting champion. Currently, 2009, 10, 11 and 12, I have the British bench press record. Last 13, 14 years now, it hasn't been broken. So I'm proud to say, if my rotator cuff only damaged a little bit, believe me, with the right training, good diet, you can only achieve so much. That little wear and tear and little injury that I have is just very normal. And already coming from a very sportsman family, I had the right diet, always good training and food and rest. I can only avoid so long, so little, but even it came to me that you have to have the professional help to sort it out.
And something that we see quite common in the bodybuilding gym, with especially people that aren't professional but they've been doing it quite a lot, is like they over train certain areas and they create certain like body look. For example, someone might want to develop the chest, but they come so overdeveloped in the chest that it deforms their body almost. Could you explore that a little bit for us, like what you see from the bodybuilding world and how people maybe...
In bodybuilding there is a saying that less is more. People are adapting to new training techniques that they don't have to kill themselves 2-3 hours, 5 days a week in the gym. If you know what you're doing, you just damage the muscle right enough for the muscle to be able to recover itself and develop. If you give more than enough pressure to the muscle, you damage the outer layer of the muscle, then into the core of the muscle that you damage, so the muscle cannot repair itself and progress from that damage made up in the training. Normally it should give us little enough damage so our body recover itself and progress from that damage.
And what do you think about the type of training and people's like dysfunctions? For example, like we just saw our friend Mehmet over there who doesn't have any scapular strength in his body.
He's working physically all day long.
He's working
So
physically.
it contributes to the misalignment and the pain and the injuries. If you
Yeah.
keep doing the same exercise over the years, if you are a floor fitter, carpenter, you use only certain part of your joints and they can't recover and rest enough as they need to.
And just as a sort of closing thought, as a bodybuilder myself, I had a great time in it, but I realised that my body it still had dysfunction in it, and so I come away from bodybuilding so that I could sort of correct my posture. What's your thoughts about that statement? How we've got
People are addicted to muscle building and weight training because it releases happiness hormone, it releases, especially in the male, testosterone hormone. You feel other parts of the body quite great, but in the meantime the problem gets bigger and bigger somewhere else. You need to be strong enough to isolate yourself from something you love to be able to sort out the problem.
And if you could have one little message for anybody that is in the gym that's got niggles when they're lifting, or they feel that they're unbalanced, I know that's a sign of like dysfunction somewhere. Like what advice would you say to them if they're feeling that?
Stop immediately, go and see the professional, get the alignment, and sort your training out according to work around the injuries, not making your injuries worse, but work on them to make them better and get the right form of training which help you the rest of your life.
Lovely. And have you got anything you'd like to promote today? Any businesses, any clients or any?
Of course, of course. McCartney alignments.
McCarthy reset, yeah?
The reset, yes.
Lovely.
All the way. And of course your trainings are in Legends Gym.
In Legends
One
Gym.
and only. If you want to stay legend, come to Legends Gym.
The one and only.
Yes.
Thank you.